I'm Blue Moon.
And I'm Red Moon.
And today we'll be showing you our best thrift store finds of the summer.
Some of you guys may know, if you watch till the end of our videos, we have a Mercari and a Depop, and we started reselling items we find at thrift stores on those to be able to save money to go back to college, so maybe we won't have to work as much when we go to college.
Yes. We're only going to be showing you what we found in actual thrift stores and antique stores and not actually on online auctions, because we have found some good things on online auctions, like this inbox Monster High doll.
Look at that.
Like, holy shit, I'm a Monster High collector. There's Monster High dolls above you. You mean the camera.
You can't see them.
And this was a great find. I love this doll. Last honorable mention, though, for online auctions is that we found these two American Girl dolls for a really good price. I forget the exact price, but here it is.
Like
that's a really great price.
$40 each. We ended up selling one of them for like $95.
Yes.
Super sick.
And before we get officially started, here's the categories we're sorting all of our stuff by. So we got priced, our most expensive items, or what sold the fastest. Cool finds, just things I generally think are cool that I found.
Honorable mentions, because we have a lot of stuff that we can't really shove into a category. Once again, just before we start, we know there's a lot of like discussion about if reselling is bad or good, and we've just been doing it for 3 months.
We go like once or twice a week, and at most we buy 5 things,
which isn't a lot. And I know people are like, oh, resellers buy up things from people who actually need it. I also buy things from the thrift store for myself, like this fucking jacket I keep, and also we're broke college students, so we're also the people that need to go thrifting.
Sometimes I like to think, oh, I'm taking this thing that some people might not know about and I'm bringing it to people who actually like it.
You know, you can have your own opinions about reselling, but I personally don't think it's bad. Okay, I'm gonna stop going on. Let's get into the list.
Okay, we're starting with the price category. Again, the things that cost the most money or the things that sold really quickly. Let's start off with the best find we found all summer, which made me want to make this video, and we found a Supreme shirt.
Out in the wild. Now, we tried verifying this as much as we possibly could, and I'm like 99% sure this was real. Well, it better be, because we sold it to somebody and they knew that we weren't 100% sure if it was real or not, and they bought it for, I think, like $110, $20.
Right.
Most expensive thing I ever found in a thrift store. I know it might not sound expensive to you, but walking into a store with $0 and coming out with $100,
like, that's really nice. I'm pretty sure it was real though, because the shirt is from, I think it's like a spring 2021 or 2022, like a lineup of Supreme shirts. I did my research, and I don't know if that would be enough time for someone to make a fake. Like, if it was older shirt, like maybe it would be fake. I don't know though. You guys can be the judges in the comments below if you know a lot about Supreme. If you don't know Supreme, it looks like really weird. It's not something like you'd think is valuable. And I only noticed it was Supreme because I was looking at the tags of the shirts and I was like, hold on. And I was like, Red Moon, I was like whispering at this point because it felt illegal to be like finding a Supreme shirt in the store. I was like, and I was like, I showed her the tag and she went,
I really felt like I was committing robbery and we went to check out. They were like scanning it and stuff. I was like, are they gonna like
find out or like take the shirt away from me? Like, no.
No. Alright, number 2 is also one of our most expensive finds. It's not as expensive as a Supreme shirt, but still pretty expensive. Let me paint the scene of when I found this at a thrift store. So I was walking, and you know, I'm a dog collector. I usually look at toys first. I was walking towards the toy section, and I see this like really cute like stuffed animal, and I'm like, oh man, she's really cute. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, why do I know her from somewhere? It was like when somebody runs up to you and they're like, oh, I know you, and you're like, where do I know you from? And you're like, I was staring at this doll, like, I know her, but like, from where?
Like, who are you, girl? I know you.
And I was like, oh, she's just like a rag doll, I don't really know. So I put her back, but I was like walking around the store, like, I know her from somewhere. So I took a picture of her and I was like,
who is she?
No,
who are you?
Literally, I was like, who are you? And then I figured it out. It just hit me all of a sudden. I watched this really long YouTube documentary a while ago about a really old 90s TV show called The Big Comfy Couch. It's not really old. I didn't mean that. If you're from the 90s, I'm sorry. If you're from the 90s, I'm sorry. Basically, the doll that I found in the thrift store was merch from this 90s TV show I watched the whole documentary about, and that's why I recognized her. And she goes for around like $50 to $70 online, and I was like, I snatched her up, but oh my god, look at her!
She's actually really cute. I wanted to keep her low-key.
She's so cute. She was sitting on our computer back there for a while before we sold her, and I love her. I wish I could keep her, but like, I really needed the money.
Yes.
But she was so cute, and she was like this big.
Right.
And I was carrying her around the Goodwill like she was a baby, and I was like
she's your child? Like, I'm protecting her?
Literally, I grew attached to her. I was like, man, I don't want to sell her, but I did. And she sold for, I think, like $50 or $40. I undersold her because, you know, I'm a collector, and I'm like, if someone really wants this this doll. I don't want to overcharge for it, so here you go.
And you know, we're college students only doing this for the summer, so I want things to actually sell fast.
Like, I'm not gonna overprice her for $90 just for knowing to buy early.
Right.
I'm gonna underprice things just so I can get her off my hands, you know?
Okay, number 3 is the last singular expensive item we found in a thrift store, and like we said, we're doll collectors and toy collectors, so we went to the toy section first, and we saw this doll on the top of a shelf, and I pulled it down, and at first, I didn't even know what it was, you know? And I took a picture of it with this app called Google Lens, really helpful.
You should download it.
You should download it if your phone's compatible, because it's really, really helpful. It's Jimmy. I would have never guessed. I know, right? But I took a picture with Google Lens and it said it was a collector's Barbie. And I was like, it doesn't even look like a Barbie, but I found out it's part of a Ladies of the 80s series. So we found the Joan Jett Barbie.
I love her. We love rock and roll.
Yes, I love rock and roll. I realized there was her after that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's that girl that made that song.
Like, hell yeah. Love
and
her.
I forget how much the doll like went for when I looked it up, but we, you know, undersold again because we wanted to actually sell her. So we sold her for like $60 and we made this collector's whole weekend. They texted us, they were so nice, like, oh my god, you don't know how much this means to me. They were probably searching for this Barbie for so long, and I'm so glad I was able to give them that Barbie. Number 4 is a lot of a bunch of My Little Ponies we got for $5.
There was like over 24 My Little Ponies, and I have some of them right here.
We still haven't sold all of them. They're Gen 3 My Little Ponies.
If you're not My Little Pony collector, there's generations of different ponies.
Yes.
So there's Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4. Gen 2 is from the 80s. Gen 3 is like early 2000s, and Gen 4 is like 2010 onwards, kind of. Okay, I just looked. We ended up parting the G2 ponies out separately, and we sold 6 of them for $40, which is literally insane. They're actually in pretty good condition, besides like a few marks.
We made sure to brush their hair and clean them so they weren't really gross because we got them from the thrift store.
We sanitize all the stuff that we sell, by the way. I'm not trying to like infect people with shit, you know what I'm saying? We have probably like almost 20 ponies left, but I sold, I think, 10 more of them just separately. Look how fucking pretty she is, by the way.
They're pretty. They're so cool. I like the ones with 3D cutie marks.
Like look how pretty.
So cool.
Look, I low-key want to keep some.
We had some My Little Ponies when we were younger, so I'm like, oh my god, like Gen 3 My Little Ponies, that's so sick. So we picked it up without thinking we could make money off of it. I just wanted to have them low-key because they're only $5.
Literally, look how pretty. She's my favorite. I think it's Pinkie Pie. Literally
so
gorgeous.
Cute. So we got the entire bag of My Little Ponies for $5, and so far made like $55.
$65.
Oh, $65, sorry.
Just to get it exact, we still have around like 20 ponies left, so that's probably gonna be just at least another $20. Alright, and now we're on to number 5. This is another thing we found a whole bunch of and ended up having to sell a bunch of things separately. We went to our local antique store and went into one of the toy booths that they have and found a bag of doll clothes, and I was like, huh, it's just a regular bag of doll clothes. Most bags of doll clothes you find aren't really worth anything, but I was like, and I recognized a bunch of old American Girl stuff. And if you don't know, not to give away the secrets of American Girl, the earliest American Girl dolls went under the name Pleasant Company. So if you see the logo Pleasant Company plastered on any doll clothes, that's valuable. It's valuable, and it's old American Girl doll clothes. So I saw a few of those clothes had that tag, and I was like, I'm getting it. I think it was like $8, which is sort of expensive. And we ended up selling all of it for $45, which is a pretty good deal on like an $8 investment, whatever you want to call it.
Right. And you know, it's helpful to be like knowledgeable in some
areas that you want to be knowledgeable in. Like I'm a collector, so I'm gonna focus on collecting. If you're gonna resell, focus your brain on something you actually care about. You know? Because when I got those doll clothes, I was so excited because first of all, I like American Girl dolls. And I was like, oh my god, I got to hold this piece in my hand.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's so old. It's like the girl of the year 2001.
Like it feels like I'm holding an artifact. Like I was really happy, and then I was happy to give it to somebody else. So honestly, resell things you care about. Don't go picking up shit you don't know anything about.
Right.
Anyways, this isn't an advice video, so let's get on to number 6.
Number 6 is this Red Bratz Forever Diamonds case. If you don't know anything about Bratz, it's part of the earlier Bratz line.
Like the Forever Diamonds line, it's an earlier version of Bratz. And I saw it and I was like, oh, it just looks cute. I like red. I was gonna point to my hair and I realized my hair is no longer red. It's like a purple. But I like red. You
know, we went to the thrift store a few times and kept seeing the Bratz case and no one was picking it up, so I wasn't gonna pick it up. But I'm like, you know what, I like Bratz, and you know what, actually I'll use it.
So then we went to look it up online and we couldn't find like any other listings for this like exact case. So we were like, I don't know, it's like old, I'll just put like a $20 thing on it.
Right. Immediately when we posted it, we got like 3 messages from separate people asking us to put it on hold or to like, oh my god, can I buy this?
And I was like, holy shit.
Like what? Because people were like, oh my god, I had this as a child.
And that caused a whole like chaotic thing for us where we put it on hold and someone bought it and we had to go through a whole bunch of things. But damn, say you find like a My Little Pony, a Monster High, a Bratz, like branded item that seems like it could be useful to someone in their everyday life, like a Bratz branded case, or like a Monster High bag, pick it up because people buy that shit.
Yeah, especially adult collectors, especially if it's an older, like, brand that's been around since the 2000s. Adults, Gen Z like us, love using things that are branded with, like, nostalgia, but are actually useful, you know what I mean?
Damn, that one caused me a little bit of a headache. Kind of wish I could keep it.
Right.
But glad
we gave it a new home. Number 7 is these 2 Monster High dolls we actually found in a Goodwill. Finding any type of Monster High doll in a Goodwill is nearly impossible.
It's really hard.
Monster High collectors and people who have Monster High know what they have, and they usually just try reselling them. So finding Monster High out in the wild is really hard.
Really crazy, especially with clothes, because you find dolls naked all the time, but with fucking clothes,
that's crazy.
Literally crazy. And these dolls had both of their most of their shoes and like small accessories, so I was like snatched that right up. Tried fixing them up as much as I could at the time and sold them for I think like 30 or 20 bucks, which is like really good deal for 2 Monster High dolls. And I just wanted to throw that in the video because as a collector of Monster High, I get excited whenever I see Monster High in the thrift store. And if you're a reseller, actually I don't want to tell you this, don't buy Monster High. Save it for people who actually like Monster High.
Please.
I'm only saying that because I'm a collector.
Please. And the last item in this category goes along with what we were talking about with the Bratz case. It is a Hello Kitty briefcase, it looks like. I think it was meant for like crafts and it actually had crafting materials in it, but we just found the case and it is fucking clown themed.
I love clown stuff, like just like I don't actually like clowns, but things that like are cutesy kind of clown thing, I love like this kind of like aesthetic. I love it.
Yes, and I know other people my age love it, so I was like, ooh, picking that up. If, you know, again, if no one buys it, I'll have it because it's really cute.
Yes, and it was 99 cents, so I was like, we gotta take it. We ended up selling it for around $26, which is a lot for a case we bought for 99 cents. It goes along with what we were saying about the Bratz case. If you find a nostalgic labeled item that could be useful, like a case or a bag, like the Hello Kitty bag or the Bratz case, pick it up because adult collectors really love that shit.
Like, I really love that shit. Moving on to the next category, and this category is called Cool Finds. It's things that I just generally find cool, and they're things that aren't really valuable, I just think are really awesome.
Or hard to find in general. So the first thing I have is right behind me. This Monster High bag. I'm a Monster High collector.
Like we mentioned 300 times already.
Look at this shit. Look
like it's so pretty. I think it was a bag that was meant to be colored on and somebody actually colored it in. You can kind of see if you like look close, you can see like lines of marker.
Yeah, but like this is so cute. I don't think I can't really use it. It's like a little
It's really short.
It's short. It's like a cute little like purse thing.
Right.
So I do have it up for sale and it's really cheap because it's like really small. So if you want this, go check out our Mercari. But I'm happy keeping it for now. It's just a decoration on our door until someone buys it.
Because once again, I buy anything Monster High I find at a thrift store because finding Monster High stuff is really hard. Number 2 on this list is Native American art. Like this cute little bear. It has a chip like right on the bottom of it, but I just thought it was cute. It was one of the first times we visited Goodwill and I just like could not pass up the cute looking art and cute trinkets because I like cute little trinkets. And this beautiful vase, which I might just end up keeping. It's just so gorgeous. It's based on Puebloan architecture and it's just so pretty. It's like front to back, has the design on it. It's like 3D and I love like just the pinks and the blues.
It's so pretty, and I saw pictures of this online when I looked it up. And people will put candles in here, so it looks like the buildings are actually glowing.
So cute. But it's like actually clay on the inside. Like you can tell somebody made this. Same with this. It has like a signature at the bottom. Like someone actually made it.
It's handmade.
And side note, I don't know why, but there's always so much Native American art every time we go into like any Goodwill. And I'm like, how does Goodwill have so much Native art?
I don't know. And I'm not that like great at identifying Native art. I did take a Native American art class in college, but I'm still like not that knowledgeable. So I was like, oh, this is Native art, but do I know anything about it besides that? No. I'm trying to be better. But anyway, this is on the list because this vase right here is made by a really... Careful. It's good. It's made by a really specific artist. I'll put his name up on screen so I don't like absolutely destroy the pronunciation here. And it's from the 1990s and I'm like, who has this vase by a really particular artist and decides to donate it to a thrift store? I only saw 2 other listings of it online. The other ones came with like the artist's like tag of authenticity and shit. But even with that, it's not too expensive. So if you want it, we have it listed for like really cheap on our Mercari.
Really pretty. Number 3 in this category, we're taking a hard turn from Native American art, and I just wanted to mention I found this Shein top at Goodwill and I wear it all the time. I bought it for like $5 and that's probably way more than it was actually worth online on the store. The Shein website isn't selling that shirt anymore, so but I just like it. Like it has a cool like crop.
I feel like you're the only person that can wear that shirt.
Like I like color block things, and I like the color green, and when my hair fades to lighter green and looks kind of like straw,
it matches the shirt, basically.
Yes, it matches the shirt. Yes.
But there's a lot of like fast fashion in thrift stores, and I highly recommend you go to thrift stores to buy clothes instead of actually shopping at fast fashion brands, because you might find one of your favorite items from the fast fashion brand at a thrift store.
Yes. Also, I just thought of this. I found these pants at the thrift store. Let me stand up.
Look at the pockets.
Like, look. Oh my god. And they're like wide leg,
like, and they're high-waisted.
They're high-waisted pants, and they look, I love this style of pants. Like, I love color block things. I love jeans that look like they're made from other jeans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've never had jeans like this, so I was like, yes, I'm picking it up immediately, and they were only $8, and I think they're the brand PacSun, which is a pretty expensive brand. Like, I wouldn't buy these jeans if I saw them in a regular store, but since they're $8, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll finally get these jeans I always wanted.
And you wear them all the time.
I wear them all the time.
So highly recommend, like we said, shopping for clothes at thrift stores. Number 4, this isn't really worth much, but I just thought this was a super cool find. This is a Bratz board game.
Yes.
With all of the pieces. Like, I literally counted, it has every single piece.
It has the instruction manual and everything.
It even had some of the pieces still on the plastic. We have this for really cheap on our Mercari, since it's like, I don't know who would when they play
like, who plays board games anymore. I just bought it because I'm like, oh, Bratz, you know?
Yeah, someone could take it apart and use it as decoration.
Right.
But like, I just thought it was super cool. I hope someone buys it, but if not, I'm happy to have it because
it's cute.
It's cute. Number 5 is the last thing in this section. I just wanted to include it because I thought it was cool. Look at these fucking pants.
They're sparkly. They're so cool.
They're from a vintage brand called Baby Fat. I think they're making a comeback, and I couldn't quite figure out if these are new or not, new or vintage.
Right.
But look at them. They remind me of like Michael Jackson with like the sparkles.
They kinda do.
And these lines in the side.
But I think they're cool because they have like the cat logo on the pockets, and they have the cat logo on the back pocket. I just think it's cool. It looks so official. I was like, ooh, I think I recognize this because I watch other people who thrift, and some people look out for this brand, and I'm like, hell yeah, these look so cool. Too bad they didn't fit us.
I know.
Or else I would have kept them because they're really cute.
They like barely fit me. I made a quick TikTok in them, but other than that, I'm hoping to sell them because they don't really fit.
No, they're low rise, so they're very 2000s.
Yeah,
so I understand some people just don't like low rise pants, but they're very 2000s.
But if this is in your realm of fashion,
yes,
check out our Mercari. How many times am I gonna plug our Mercari? I'm sorry. Okay.
All right, the last category we're gonna talk about is the vintage category. I know we called it honorable mentions before, but we're realizing a lot of this is just cool vintage clothing that I just think is interesting.
So number 1 is this USC sweater, University of Southern California, I think, sweater. Look at this shit. It's embroidered, has USC on the back, like, it has embroidered in the front here.
I think is it 90s vintage? It looks kind of 90s just with, like, these.
Like, those little...
it looks kind of 90s.
I don't know, I couldn't figure out the exact year, but a bunch of other listings for sweaters in this style said they were vintage, so I sort of assumed it's vintage, and I think it's custom made because I couldn't find any other ones that look like this, and I think this brand makes custom made like sweaters
for like colleges.
And I'm like, look at that! Like, it's just so cool. So if you go to USC, check out our Mercari because this is still up.
Yes.
I wish I could keep it, but I'm not gonna rep another school that's not my school. You know what I'm saying? All right, number 2 is this vintage Disney store jacket. It's like, I don't think it looks denim, but I think
it looks like it's corduroy, but it's 100% cotton. It has all the Winnie the Pooh characters on it. Super cute. I wish I was a fan of Disney or else I would have kept this, but I'm not really a fan of Disney, but I can recognize something cute when I see it.
You know what I'm like?
So if you are a fan of Disney, feel free to check out our Mercari again because it's still on there.
This is from the 90s, which isn't old. I'm sorry if you're from the 90s, but it's vintage technically. I'm sorry about that. It's from the Disney store in the 90s, which is super cool.
It doesn't even, I wouldn't even be able to guess this was from the 90s.
It just looks like
it looks brand new.
And it looks modern too. Like, super, whoever designed that,
super great. Oh, or late. Number 3 on this list isn't a vintage item, but it is 100% alpaca. It is an alpaca cardigan.
Handmade from Peru.
While doing research on this jacket, I found out that alpaca clothing is actually like costs a decent amount of money. In order to tell if you have authentic alpaca clothing, the clothing should feel cool to the touch, which is so interesting. Like why does alpaca fur feel cool to the touch? But it does. I don't know how to explain it. It feels cool though.
The brand is called Classic Alpaca, and we looked up the brand's website, went on the website, and you can't see the prices of their items unless you make an account with them, which just screams expensive to me. So we weren't sure like what to price this, so I think we ended up like with 50 or 60, which we might lower because it is like slightly damaged.
Yes.
But Why the fuck is that in a thrift store?
Like,
I just wanted to
what?
share it because it, like, what?
You know, I watch other thrifting videos and I see other resellers look out for 100% lamb's wool items. So when I saw alpaca, I'm like, alpaca. So I did some research in the store and I was like, oh shit, like maybe I'll pick this up because that's super cool. When are you gonna find something that's made out of 100% alpaca fur? That's so specific.
Literally. Alright, number 4 is this jacket Blue Moon found and Blue Moon is currently wearing.
I only did research on it when I saw it in the thrift store because I saw on the tag at the bottom of like under the brand name it said NYC. I'm like, usually stores in NYC, especially something that looks like this, like so interesting, is expensive. So I did research on it, and their more recent clothing goes for a lot of money, but vintage clothing like this, I think this is from the 90s, goes for like $30 usually.
But like still this is so specific and you would really have to know the brand to know that this has like some worth to it.
Right. But I actually love this jacket. I wish it wasn't so short on me because it kind of like, you know, does this action because I'm tall. But I love it. It has like these cool hearts on it and star design.
So
it's like, I love color block things, as you can tell by my pants, and this just it caught my eye right away because it's so colorful.
Even though some people would pass this up because it looks like grandma clothes, like whatever that means, but
I think it's really
so cool. So if you want this, I'm sorry, this whole video isn't promo. It's just like, wow, that's cool.
Right. Number 5 is this Woolrich button-up. This is a brand to look out for if you're going to be a reseller. It's a really good outdoors brand.
They basically make like really like sturdy, thick,
high quality clothing.
Yeah, and we found this in the thrift store. Super good quality, but it sold like very fast. And we just wanted to show it off to you guys just so you know to look out for this. And if you want like really sturdy outdoorsy clothes, buy this brand because I was holding it in my hand like, damn, this is like really good quality.
And the last thing we're going to mention in this video is that we found 2 in-box Little's Pet Shops at an antique store. If you don't know about us or our YouTube channel, we used to be LPS tubers, so I feel contractually obligated to buy anything LPS related when I find it.
Like, I have to buy it, and it's super hard to find LPS stuff in thrift stores if it's not, like, their buildings. I know, like, the LPS little play sets are always in thrift stores, but, like, actually finding LPS is very hard, especially in box. I was surprised. I did pay, like, a little bit of money for these, like, $15 each. Which is a lot, and I ended up basically selling them for what I bought them for, but I just had to buy them. Because I'm like, I can't just leave them here. Like, I have to get them.
They're my entire childhood when I'm ever going to find an inbox LPS again.
Literally, like, I've never seen an inbox LPS outside of when they came out, and I'm probably never going to find one again. So I just wanted to highlight them. Oh, and we just remembered we weren't going to put this one on the list. I know we said that last thing was the last thing. It's not.
No.
We just sold this today. We're going to ship it out today. It has like this collar going on.
Yeah, they flip it down.
I'll put a better picture up on screen.
Yes. Look out for this brand on older shirts. It is a vintage company.
And I got this for, I think like $1 or $2, literally
like
$1.
Because, you know, people look at this and say, oh, it's grandma, but this style is actually coming back. A lot of people my age love this style.
So that's
including
why
me.
I picked it up, and my aunt lives in Alaska, so I'm like, I gotta get it. It says Alaska on it, but I'm glad somebody bought it because it is like it's really in style actually right now. I forget what the exact aesthetic is called, but I love it, and I'm supporting those girlies by picking this shit up and delivering it to them. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching our show and tell here. It really felt like show and tell. I know we tried throwing some like tips and tricks in here, but it's really just us showing off stuff we thought was
cool. Look at this cool trick I found.
So I really appreciate you guys watching because honestly, I just go thrifting for the fun of it. I love finding things, and I love like having just knowledge
about random shit.
About random stuff.
And just an FYI, we do sell other things on our Mercari and Depop that we did not mention. We have other vintage clothing and things just from around our room that we're selling. We originally started selling online just because we wanted to get rid of stuff that we already previously owned. So a lot of the stuff we have sold is stuff that I just owned originally. And then we were like, oh, I kind of like selling online, so let's go out and find some stuff to sell. It's kind of how it all started. But if you guys are interested in any more of our stuff, make sure to check out our Mercari or Depop. And just an FYI, since we're gonna go back to college at the end of this month, prices will be dropping on some items because we're going back to college, so we can't keep everything. We need to get rid of it, so be alert at the end of this month. Everything will be going basically on sale. You can get really expensive stuff for cheap. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you're here from our reaction videos, thank you for watching this one. And if you're new here, we also make other videos such as reactions and a bunch of other stuff on the side. Like this video. This video is random. We're not a reselling channel. We just decided to make this. We also do like videos talking about like a Bratz movie and a bunch of other stuff. So feel free to browse our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. If you like us, make sure to check out our 2 TikToks, our Instagram, our Redbubble, of course, our Depop and Mercari, like we've been plugging this entire video. I'm sorry guys, this video isn't an ad. I swear to God. It kind of is. We are just promoting ourselves for this, but
Anyways, just remember to dream is to expand your imagination and to create your reality. Anything's possible and things don't have to make sense.
See you in our next video.